Country and Western was 6th, the winner of the first division of this that day. He was 4th, Sociologist, so that form looking good.
So, Patrick Millen and James Harding both have a ride in this race. They both have an opportunity to win the title outright.
We'll have a look at the betting with just a few minutes till the off. And Sociologist, as Ben said, who has been pretty well supported, is now 9-4, 11-4 the opening price, 5-2 and now 9-4. Star Ascending is 5-1. The Brora Pobbles is an 11-2 shot, just moved out from 5s. 15-2 now about Manfard, who's been out walking away from the 6-1 opening price there. 2-1, as I say, about Sociologist. 10-1, Born to Please. So You Thought, 11s. 12-1 about Lily Ash. Inflexible at 14s. 25s, Joe's Girl. If We Can, 50-1. So 2-1 with Sociologist. Pretty warm ahead of the last race.
If I had to walk the plank on this race, in other words, if my very life depended upon tipping or backing the winner of it, I would just plunge myself headlong into the depths. As it's fierce, competitive and low-grade open. But that horse has been really well backed, Sociologist, who's yet to win a race on turf, but the market's saying it might be today, Ben.
I can see why he's been well supported. The form's taken a boost in our previous division. It had already looked an okay and above average race of its type. The second has come out and won, and Deinonychus is a pretty serious force, isn't he, on soft ground around here. These are very much his conditions, and Sociologist wasn't beaten all that far. He was in 5th that day. It was a good effort. He didn't really back that up at Yarmouth last time, but he's back at this track. He's in an easier race, a lesser race. That was a Class 5 that he was in when he was taking on Deinonychus, and he's into an easier race, and he's got Simon Walker on board. You can sort of connect the dots and see that he's probably going to have a pretty good chance. 2-1, short enough, isn't it? He was a lot bigger price earlier on today.
No, but dropping class, and the 11 times gentleman amateur champion jockey is on board. 100 plus, more than a century and a quarter of flat winners over the years, and Sociologist is fancy 2-1. Star Ascending, like Sociologist, plenty of experience, plenty of wins down the years. Most of them have come on the all-weather, but at least he's in good nick.
He is. I mean, he's not a particularly easy ride these days, I don't think. He does tend to take a grip, and he certainly was doing some strange things when he came off the bridle at Musselburgh last time, but he does know how to win a race. You don't have to go back that far. That's tickled you, that one.
That's a good phrase, that. He was doing strange things when he came off the bridle. I like that.
Thanks. He wouldn't really be a massive danger, I don't think. Obviously, the market tells you he is a dangerous Sociologist. I would rather back Sociologist. I think he's probably slightly more straightforward, and he's got probably slightly stronger form to his name, recent form to his name as well.
Looks relaxed, though, for your jockey Ryan Holmes, relatively inexperienced, just his 5th ride under rules on the flat on Star Ascending as they assemble down at the start. Do you know who I think could be dangerous? Patrick Milman won the title 2 years ago. He's currently in a 3-way dead heat with James Harding and Will Easterby. Lily Ash ran really well in its reappearance, this horse, and on last season's form has slipped a very, very dangerous mark. If she bounced back, I think she could win this, but it's a big if.
Yeah, and the one thing is the ground, isn't it? She, for some reason, has been kept away from this amount of, this testing a surface. She's run with cut and run well with cut. She's won races on good to soft ground, but she's never, for whatever reason, experienced heavy ground.
There he is, you see Patrick. I don't know if we can get a close up. We might not be able to as he's going into the stalls now, but he's got these extraordinary embryonic farmers sideboards just developing, and I think his brother James has got a few of those little niblicks, hasn't he, on his cheeks as well. And you might, if he comes back in a winner, we'll get a shot of them for you, folks.
They tend to have facial hair, do they, jockeys, a lot of the time? It's something you don't really see. Something I've noted.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you suggesting an inability to grow?
No, maybe it's like aerodynamics. Don't want to slow themselves down.
Well, his are embryonic, but the shapes they're like these big cheese wedge boards, but just only a little hair there for the time being. But I think Lily Ash is potentially quite dangerous. Who else would you want to mention here? James Harding, another one of the 3-way tyres for the titles on Inflexible.
Yeah, just completely out of form, but again, if she bounced back, she would win this off 46, but she's long since shown any real form. I thought Manfad, was surprised to see him quite as big a price. I thought that form at Wolverhampton last time when he was beaten by a couple of fairly interesting 3-year-olds was quite a good effort, but again, the ground is an unknown.
Here we go.
And they're off, and they race over 1.25 miles. And Joe's Girl's rather slow to leave the stalls, behind in the early stages as they make the run through the first furlong of this mansion bed offer deposit limits handicap, and showing good speed from a wide draw is So You Thought in the red and black. If we can's there in the white and blue, in the blue, white and red on the inside is Manfad. Next is Sociologist, the black and pink from the orange and white of Lily Ash. And they're being chased by Inflexible, who's made ground after a slow start to now race midfield. Star Ascending is patiently ridden, is towards the outside in green and orange. Sabrora Pobbles runs the rail in green and red. Born to Please, blue with the white hooped sleeves and the white cap is next. And Joe's Girl is right at the back of the field as they make their run well down the far side of the track. And with the advantage, Sociologist coming through to dispute it with So You Thought. They're 1 and 2, and then a length away in third if we can from Manfad, tucked away on the inside as they continue down the far side of the track. Lily Ash is tracking the leaders in fifth spot as they start the run out of the back, and then a length back to Inflexible and Born to Please, and Star Ascending races just a little worse than midfield, followed further back by Joe's Girl, who brings up the rear as they make the run out of the back. And pressing on in front, Sociologist Simon Walker has taken this one 3 or 4 lengths clear as they make the run into the straight. Heading the chasing group is still So You Thought from Manfad towards the far right, the Brora Pobbles. Simon Walker's brought Sociologist right over towards this near side rail, many of the others electing to stay over on the far side. So a difference of opinion here. Sociologist near side as they make the run now down towards the last 2.5 furlongs. Born to Please has come through to head the chasing group, with So You Thought driven along with the Brora Pobbles and Lily Ash as they make their progress now towards the last quarter mile. Sociologist the near side, right over in the centre of the course is Born to Please, who's putting in a strong run, and making some ground from the back of the field is Joe's Girl with Lily Ash, and then Star Ascending, the Brora Pobbles, and behind them races So You Thought. But it's Sociologist under this near side rail, and out in the centre of the course Born to Please, and these are the two that are set to dominate the finish. They're wide apart as they race well inside the final furlong. Sociologist the near side, Born to Please out in the centre, Born to Please possibly just in front as they race close home. Born to Please, Sociologist close up near side, but Born to Please will go on and score first winner for Kieran Jones. Terrific effort from Sociologist, and they were well clear of Lily Ash, who was third, and Star Ascending fourth.
4 years in the making, and Kieran Jones is now winner under rules on the flat, his first career success, and well done to him. Born to Please it is, who's come through to deny the market leader Sociologist, who came well clear under the experienced Simon Walker and ran on again, but has been beaten by Born to Please, and a bit of a career landmark for Kieran Jones, the jockey. Waiting on the third, it's a 3-way tie. The jockey's title shared by Patrick Millman, James Harding and William Easterby, but the final race and the day, in a sense, belongs to Kieran Jones.
Yeah, the horse that, well, mare that hasn't done anything this season really. Blinkers went on last time, cheap pieces this time, but well in on the form that she showed at Salisbury last season, and it's one of those really, isn't it? There weren't really too many signs that she was going to bounce back to this sort of level, but she's got plenty of stamina, as you saw in the closing stages. She has been tried over hurdles a bit as well, so she's toughed it out best. The second has gone like the best handicapped horse in the race, hasn't he, Sociologist? He's been committed for home a long way out, aggressively ridden by Simon Walker, well backed all day, and I think anyone that did back him was probably fairly confident at this stage he'd been